If I could have everybody's attention here in the media center, it's my pleasure to start us off this weekend in Kansas Speedway with Rico Abreu, driver of the number 98 Safe Light Toyota Tundra for Thur Sport Racing. Rico, a candidate for the Sunoco Rookie of the Year award. Talk about your thoughts coming into Kansas and what you're kind of expecting throughout this whole weekend.
Yeah, so Kansas is one of the tracks obviously I've never been to. Got some Toyota sim time last week there, so that's about as as much on-track activity as I've had leading up to practice today. So I'm looking forward to it. Feel like we're gonna have a fast truck. It's the same truck we ran at Atlanta, and we worked all the bugs out of it there. And seems like I keep positioning myself better and better each race. So I'm really looking forward to this weekend.
Good deal. We'll open the floor up for questions. If you have a question for Rico, please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you.
You say you were Rookie of the Year?
Correct.
He's what? He's a candidate. Oh, candidate. Okay, that's okay. Get that straight. What do you think? How'd you land there? What would you say has been your strength in helping you be a candidate for the Rookie of the Year?
Well, it's my first season racing in the truck series, so I was a candidate last year in the Can-Am E series, and I'll be a candidate this year. So, and I feel like this is probably the stoutest rookie candidates, this year with Christopher Bell, William Byron, myself, Ben Rhodes. There's a lot of great drivers competing for, that spot. So it's, but that's not really what we're worried about. I'm here to win races for Thur Sport Racing and Safe Flight Autoglass. So that's more of my focus and what I'm looking forward to.
Good deal. We'll go to Bob and then to Randy.
Bob Parker, ESPN. Have you been able to do any of the tests that have been going on as far as since you're a rookie, and just what's it been like not racing very much when you've been so used to racing a lot?
Well, I filled my off weekends in with some sprint car races, so I'm still racing quite a bit, but we've tested at Kansas Speedway right before Martinsville, and we have a couple more tests scheduled later on in the year.
Go to Randy and then back to Kenny.
Hey, Rico. Randy Kovitz, Kansas City Star. Talked to you last week. I know you're a rookie, but this is the first year that they've had the chase in the truck series. So you're talking about winning. A win would put you in the chase. Just how do the drivers view having a chase in the truck series like they've had in the Sprint Cup?
Well, obviously everyone's different. So some drivers like it, some drivers don't. But I think it's great, and it gives a chance for a rookie to compete in the championship and to compete in the Final Four at Homestead. So hopefully we can put ourselves in that position, and I think if we can win a race and get to that final round, it definitely Homestead fits more of my driving style, just with how different the grooves are and how high you can run up on the track. So I'm looking forward to those races. Majority of the mile-and-a-half tracks where you can move around quite a bit and actually race.
Who doesn't like it? Why would a driver not like a chase?
Well, you can get eliminated after the first round. You can win, 10 races before leading up to the final round and being eliminated in the final round. So with 3 bad races. So and that's just how things fall sometimes.
Go next to Kenny Bruce and then over to Kyle and then up to Scott.
Kenny Bruce with NASCAR.com. Rico, you mentioned sim time. Can you kind of describe what that's like, how much actual time you get, and what that sensation's like compared to what it's really, how it relates to what you actually do out on the track?
Yeah, I think more so, getting on a simulator and iRacing as well, as much as I can, and just, learning these tracks that we get to. I know iRacing is really good at what they've created and getting to all these tracks and every little bump and detail, with people in the grandstands to, the bumps getting into turn 1 at Iowa. So it's pretty realistic for me. I don't get too picky and pick all these simulators apart. I just am thankful to get the opportunity to race on them and learn the tracks before we get there. I got to run, this week Kansas is the series on iRacing, so the 3 national series are there on iRacing, and so I got to run some truck races. They actually compete every hour, and I ran a few truck races on iRacing, and then Toyota also has a simulator where you just run laps and can work on your setups, which we feel like we have a good setup for this weekend.
Go to Kyle, then to Scott, and then to Chris Knight, and then back to Jerry.
Kyle Pukowski, thefourthturn.com. Rico, you're 5 starts into your truck career. What's been the biggest learning curve for you in getting used to these new trucks?
Definitely the race lengths. Going from a sprint car race at 30 laps to a 250 lap 2-hour race at Martinsville. So that's been the biggest jump for me, and staying focused throughout the whole race, and then live pit stops as well. So we've had, we have about 3 to 4 stops a race, and I feel like that's where you make a majority of your ground up on pit stops and restarts at these truck races.
Scott Trailer, RBN, the Racing Boys Broadcasting Network, Sports Radio 810 WHB. Rico, since back-to-back Chili Bowl wins, I want to talk a little dirt racing. I hope these guys don't mind a little bit. But do you feel like that you represent just not only open wheel, but dirt track racers? The response of your second win down at the Chili Bowl, I've been going there forever. I've never seen anything like it. The fans they gravitate towards you. Do you feel like you are a major representative for the people that you grew up racing around these little racetracks and sprint car people and dirt track fans?
Yeah, definitely, Scott. And I think it's great to have fans, in the dirt world, come follow, truck racing or Xfinity racing. Now that kind of Kyle has come through and moved really quickly through the sport of open wheel racing to the Cup Series, and now I feel like open wheel fans have somebody to watch in the Cup Series. If they weren't a fan of NASCAR, and then and maybe a NASCAR fan will show up to a sprint car race. I know they're racing at Lakeside Speedway tonight, and with the ASCS Tour. So I think that us drivers jumping back and forth from a stock car to a dirt sprint car helps those fans with that transition of becoming an open wheel fan or a stock car fan. Yeah, definitely. I got a big support group behind me, and that just helps your confidence level. And knowing that you got a lot of friends behind you wanting to see you do good.
Go to Chris, and then to Jerry.
Chris Knight, catchfence.com. Rico, you spent some time this week with Safe Light Auto Glass at their headquarters, I believe, this week. What was that experience like, and how are they rallying behind you?
I got to spend some time a couple days ago in Columbus, Ohio, at Safe Light's corporate. They got 2 different buildings, one that does all the glass where all the techs work, and then one building where all their media and answering their phone calls. And it was huge. It was a huge eye-opener for me, just because I've never been around a corporate company like Safe Light, and it's just to see how they change people's windshields. And then the biggest thing that caught my eye was how happy everybody was, from the guy driving, showing up at 6 a.m. to start his deliveries with his window changes with the glass, and then to people just answering the phones for someone who wants their chipped window fixed. Everyone, there's just so much energy in their offices and their buildings, and that's what people like to do. And then if you love your job, that's why people are happy. So it's really cool to see that, and how well they take care of their employees. So I'm looking forward to go back in a few weeks and just hang out again.
Jerry?
Jerry Jordan, Performance Racing Network and Kicking the Tires. You guys have had a few weeks off in the truck series, and then you're going into, I guess, 3 in a row. How long does it take you to get your stride after being off a few weeks like that? And is that good or bad to have those breaks?
I think they're getting ready to get going here these next few months. So I think it's fine. It spreads everything out. I know it gives the guys some time to rebuild some trucks or build new trucks for Dover and Charlotte. So I wasn't too on the down low just with my sprint car racing on the off weekends. So I stayed busy either at Millbridge Speedway with the go-karts on Wednesday nights or a sprint car race on Friday and Saturday night. Yeah, I was pretty active. Last weekend I flew back to California and raced at the Dave Bradway Memorial King of the West race in Chico, California, and then Sunday I was on another flight back here back to Charlotte and got some simulator time at Toyota, and then headed here to Kansas.
Yeah, well, Rico, I know you have a meeting you need to get to. I really appreciate you taking the time to join us and starting the weekend off right here at Kansas.
Thank you, guys.